People who are really well suited to accounting are generally people who like to think in a structured manner. People who like to take established frameworks and apply them and understand them better, and to see more nuances and more complexities to those frameworks. Accounting isn't always as black and white as people think, but it provides a really great basis and a really great foundation for people who want to further explore things that are very complex but are maybe not quite as ambiguous as some other fields of study.
A lot of people refer to accounting as the language of business, which is really, really true. I teach intro accounting, and students can really learn the basics there, where you're learning about debits and credits, and you're learning about transactions that happen in everyday life and how those are converted into financial statements for a company. So accounting really it's pervasive throughout all businesses, right? And so I think that that's one of the biggest selling points of getting a degree in accounting and a concentration, is that you learn about almost any type of business because they're so similar, and you learn how these transactions become financial statements and how that provides information to investors and creditors.
When you study accounting here, you have a great opportunity to decide what you want to learn about. Some people might say, hey, tax isn't for me, but I really like audit, or vice versa. And the cool thing about being at D'Amore-McKim is that you can learn about all of those and kind of decide what you like, what you maybe don't like, and give it a try before you really make that decision.
I became an auditor for 3 years. I audited some public corporations, but primarily the federal government. So I got a top secret security clearance. I got to audit the Department of Homeland Security with KPMG in Washington, D.C., which was really neat. But you can also become a tax accountant and work with individuals, or you can go into managerial accounting. And managerial accounting is sort of geared towards becoming almost a CEO or a high-level decision maker within a company. And then you even have things like forensic accounting, where you could go and work for the FBI or the SEC investigating fraud and potential wrongdoings. The co-op program really allows you to kind of get a flavor of everything that's out there, so you can be more comfortable in what you actually want to do and sure of your decision when you're coming out.
I brought back all these basic fundamentals that I had learned at my job auditing mutual funds. And rather than it be monotonous that I was back in a class where we were learning about mutual funds, I found that I was able to bring a different layer into the class and see some of the differences between the theory and the practice on how mutual funds actually work. And also I had a lot of other students who had had similar experiences, and we were able to kind of create a greater depth of understanding in that class because we could bring in concepts to our projects and to our work that maybe some other students didn't know, or maybe that would just help to make it seem more realistic. So if you really find that you find an environment that you like, you can wind up like I did, which is essentially you do your co-op in the same company 2 times, and then you get an offer from that company and you can kind of confirm that you're going somewhere that you like, or you get the chance to try out 2 or 3 different companies and really establish what you like. But nonetheless, a lot of students end up like me with job offers at their co-op employers, and they don't have to worry about the whole recruiting process. Because I studied accounting, I think that I had a little bit of an edge in the sense that you get to understand pretty much everything from a managerial perspective. Because at the end of the day, financial reporting and results are what managers care about, is what your boss's boss is going to care about ultimately. So understanding how that works and what their incentives are helps you be a better employee. It helps you to form thoughts for yourself and to understand what motivates other people, which at the end of the day is really key for performance, whether it's in your job or working for yourself.